All right, Coach, old school game here.
Yes.
A 1-0 game. I mean, this is a game that the late, great Joan Joyce and Coach Gillespie used to play in those old days in UCF FAU in the 8 Sundays. This was old school. Just talk about this great game. And Caitlin Felton, a one-hit shutout.
Yeah, I like these games as a pitcher, but then on the offensive side, we wanted to see us hit the ball a little bit more. But you've got two really good pitchers that keep the ball down going against each other, and so that's tough to score in those scenarios because you have to get more than 1, 2, sometimes even more than 3 hits to score a run. So fun. It was a quick game. Caitlin threw awesome. Short of the slap in the infield, she had a no-hitter gone. So just love how she's getting strong at the end of the year.
What have you seen from her in this maturation from her? Because maybe a year or two ago, things get away from her when she walks a couple of hitters, but she wasn't fazed by that today.
Yeah, she's starting to get stronger and tougher as the game goes on. And I think, too, just that she's a stubborn, competitive player. So, she walked somebody, then I think back-to-back walks, and then she was like, okay, no, that's not going to happen anymore. So, and then took care of business. So, just staying calm, believing in herself, knowing that she's prepared for these moments, and her stuff is really good, and she can throw it all. So it's really tough to play against her. I mean, people started to get in the front of the box because she was throwing her drop, and she's got something to counteract that too. So, and she did it and got stronger as, again, the game went along.
Jada Cody, seems every time she has an at-bat, some sort of history happens, and that happened today with her 51st career double, breaking Janae Shinhoster's school record for most doubles, a record that lasted 19 years, which turned out to be huge because that was with 2 outs, and she goes up and scores the game-winning run. But, I mean, now she's got a record, the doubles queen.
Yeah, I mean, Jada is such an amazing athlete and person, and has done such a good job in our program. Being able to accomplish so much. I mean, both her and Shannon that have been here for their whole career, the 5 years. I think have won almost 180 something games here while being at UCF. So, it just goes to show that the hard work is paying off. And I think the biggest thing too is just finding a way, right? So if it's a double, a triple, a squeeze bunt, finding a way to win, and that's Jada Cody for you.
And Chloe with the clutch hit up the middle with 2 outs, 2-out hitting.
2-out hitting, gotta love it. Love the clutch hitting in there, and then just solid defense along the way after that. We made some really good defensive plays. You had Aubrey Evans who made a couple good snags, Jazz and Cece also making some good snags, and it's fun to play against a good competitive team. FAU is playing really well. They've been hot all year, and so that's great preparation going into the weekend.
How does it feel for a pitcher to go that long and do that well going into a weekend like this where you only have to use one arm?
Yeah. Well, and that was kind of our plan because last weekend Kate only got in 1 game. And so we thought, well, we need her to continue to keep going and get that momentum. And so it was very good preparation for her and practice for her. But then, we have the arms, so I'm not worried about them being overthrowing or overworked. But I mean, Caitlin said it the best. She said pitchers BP tomorrow, which when we throw shutouts, pitchers get BP. So we'll be doing that over at Baylor when we practice tomorrow.
I did not know about the BP part.
Yes, shutout equals pitchers BP.
Shutout equal. You mentioned the defense, Aubrey. That might have been her best game defensively. Some of the backhand plays that she did was not easy as a second baseman. You're in the top 10 in a lot of defensive categories. Where did that come from? Obviously, Coach Sally is a big part of that. I know Coach Mueller, as I understand, coaches the outfield. Talk about the defense, because you've talked about protect the queen going back to last year, but this, at least it's on track to maybe be the best defense in program history.
Yes. I mean, we do have really solid pitching, but I wouldn't say that we have strikeout pitchers, so to speak. I mean, we got a good amount of strikeouts in this game, maybe 5, 6, but that means, if you're making 21 outs, the other 14, 15, 16 outs are going to be on the ground or in the air. And our defense has done a really good job of just keeping us in games and collecting outs, and that's how we protect the queen, is collecting outs and trying to keep them from as many free bases as possible. So we kind of over the course of the season have struggled with that a little bit and have given up some extra bases when we didn't need to. And so we've really been focusing on that in practice, and it's been really working. We had a pretty strong practice yesterday, even though we have a really strong weekend this weekend. We were out here practicing our defense the last couple of practices of scenarios, situations, live situations defensively. And it's coming to work, and we're seeing those decisions being made in the game, which is really nice as a coach to see.
How much of a big advantage in having a team like FAU in your state, a bus trip away? Jordan, obviously in her second year, doing a great job. You've been in those shoes, what she's doing now, trying to win the American Conference, turning the program around in such a short time. But to get a quality game like that against a quality team to get you ready for conference is super valuable, I would imagine.
So big to be able to do that and have these midweeks, because with our schedule, we were not able to do that as much as we wanted to in March. And as a coach, with the scheduling, I just feel that it's so valuable to be able to play that type of competition during the week, not have to travel too far, even if we're the ones that are getting on a bus and going, and being able to compete against somebody else, not ourselves, to work on those things for the next conference weekend.
Obviously, I saw in the pregame right there at the national anthem, you had Kaysen next to you there. It's his birthday. It's 4 years old. I don't know how much of this game he'll remember. It went by fast. But what does that mean to you, to share this with your family, to have him on the field? And you've done this as well with Four and Ryder, to have them on the field and share this in your coaching experience.
Yeah. I think it's so cool that he just loves being around our team. And right now he doesn't realize that he gets to be around 27 really awesome women, and he'll appreciate that later on in life. But just for them to be exposed to such great success, work ethic, and loving family mentality is so awesome. And we're going to get ready to sing happy birthday to him. We've got cupcakes and the team's already in there. So it's just fun to know that they accept him into our UCF family as well. So love it. And it's crazy to think that I coached 2 years here before he was born. So two of the girls that are on the team right now knew this team without Kaysen here. So it just is, don't blink. I'll tell you that, parents, don't blink. And then Jazz's son will have a birthday next week on our doubleheader, I believe, as well, because they're a week apart. So, yeah, so we'll get to celebrate another birthday next week.
One more for Coach. All good?